Good morning. I am Drill Sergeant Leader Higuereta, your Master of Ceremony. We would like to extend a warm welcome to Major General Brett Sylvia, the Director of National Cemeteries, Karen Durham Aguilera, Command Sergeant Major David Henderson, distinguished guests, families, and friends, to the United States Army Drill Sergeant Academy graduation ceremony for Class 015-25.
Vanguard!
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance to the official party, the invitation given by Chaplain Wren, and the playing of our national anthem.
Let us pray. Gracious Father and Lord of heaven, you've given us yet another day to glorify your name. The hope and certainty of life is in you, and the joy we carry is constant, regardless of the situation or circumstance. Because you're that God, we ask that your Spirit fall upon us today and cause us to be without excuse of your holiness. Grace us with your Spirit and presence as we enter a celebration at the beginning of a journey for these drill sergeants, in the transformation of men and women to be capable and confident soldiers, service members to a greater cause than their own lives. Lord, I ask that you would bring to mind for the drill sergeant the transformative power that has been given to them, establish on trust and commitment to answer the call to such a pivotal and lasting work, with the wisdom from your throne, so that each word that is spoken will bring forth life and a strong desire for each training to persevere and answer the call of commitment to live the life of a soldier rooted and grounded in your holy attributes. As a journey drill sergeant will take them through trying times, I ask that their families will be sustained and encouraged. I ask that their peers and battle buddies will be sources of strength. Lastly, I ask that their faith in you grows, so that there is no end to the influence and transformative power. Father and Lord, may your presence lead us into the good works you have created for us to do. Thank you for listening to us. In the power of your Spirit, I pray. Amen. Amen.
Please be seated.
Take seat!
Since 1964, drill sergeants have been responsible for training our Army's volunteer fighting force. Fort Jackson is home to the only drill sergeant academy in our Army, and is responsible for providing drill sergeants to every training center across the initial military training enterprise. Since its inception, the purpose of the United States Army Drill Sergeant Program is to transform non-commissioned officers into drill sergeants who, in turn, have the responsibility to transform civilians into soldiers. Our national treasure, the thousands of young men and women who have volunteered to serve the call of a grateful nation. The job of the drill sergeant is one of a professional trainer, coach, mentor, and leader. This is not an easy or simple job, and it comes with the sacrifices that each drill sergeant must make in order to perform this extremely important mission. Those who are graduating today will spend the next 2 to 3 years on the trail, training the next generation of our Army. The phrase "on the trail" comes from the frontier days when cattle were driven from California to Colorado to be marketed. The original drill sergeants coined this phrase because of the similar process of moving soldiers from one place to another with few problems or loss along the way. There is a continued effort to move drill sergeants to that high degree of excellence and expertise for which they are known. The drill sergeant course is both stressful and challenging. The 9 weeks of training are broken down into 12-hour days, adding up to 446 hours of instruction. This training is a privilege reserved for the best of the best. Only the top 10% of sergeants, Army-wide, are eligible to attend the drill sergeant course. Not all sergeants complete this difficult period of training. On 18 June 2025, candidates arrived. During the course, 98 sergeants were removed for various reasons, with 10 being inserted, resulting in the 87 that are graduating here today. Those graduating represent disciplined, motivated, physically fit drill sergeants who exemplify the drill sergeant creed. All 87 drill sergeants truly are the proud example of our Army and will undoubtedly transform the next generation of civilian volunteers into soldiers that are fully capable of defeating any enemy on today's modern battlefield. Ladies and gentlemen, identified by their distinctive headgear and pistol belts are the drill sergeant leaders responsible for having trained and mentored today's graduating class. Drill sergeant leaders instruct the course in small groups of 20 candidates on average. They are highly motivated, professional, and seasoned drill sergeants who have a minimum of 1 year experience in the initial entry training environment from any of the 4 training centers and advanced individual training locations. They were hand-selected to serve as drill sergeant leaders as a result of demonstrating expert leadership, mastery of warrior task and battle drills, and consistently performing at the top 1% of their peers. In addition, all have completed the TRADOC Drill Sergeant Leader Certification Program. Please join me in a round of applause for their hard work and dedication. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commandant of the United States Army Drill Sergeant Academy, Command Sergeant Major Joshua R. Vidal.
Woo! Here we go!
Sorry, Dave. A little shorter than me. Hey, good morning. Good morning. I ain't gonna cut it. This is the United States Army Drill Sergeant Academy. And we do everything with energy here. Good morning. Good morning. All right, now we can train. Major General Sylvia, Command Sergeant Major Henderson, distinguished guests, families, and friends. Thank you for joining us today for the Drill Sergeant Academy graduation ceremony for Class 01525. From the attendance today, it is clear these drill sergeants have amazing families and friends supporting them. What a great day to be a soldier. An even better day to be here surrounded by the future of the United States Army, represented by the Army's newest drill sergeants graduating here today. The fact that the United States Army Drill Sergeant Academy is the gold standard for NCO development and cadre certification is clearly on display today. My name is Command Sergeant Major Josh Bidle. I am the Commandant, proudly serving alongside the most highly motivated and well-trained drill sergeants in the United States Army. A drill sergeant is the standard bearer for the United States Army and the very epitome of what we expect of a soldier. They live the Army values, exemplify the war ethos, and are guardians of the Army profession. Drill sergeants are responsible for coaching, teaching, motivating, inspiring, and mentoring the future of the Army as they transform them from civilians to American soldiers. Typical day as a drill sergeant starts before dawn, ends well after sundown. Drill sergeants are the first impression for every trainee and all that they know of the Army. Drill sergeants make no mistake, they will emulate you. Being a drill sergeant is one of the most demanding and difficult jobs in our Army. It is also one of the most rewarding. How critical a drill sergeant is to Army cannot be overstated, nor can the sacred trust that is being bestowed on you today. American families all across this great land entrust you with the most important things in their lives, their children. The future of America is being placed in your care for the most formative time in their Army careers, certainly, but I would also say in their lives. Your impact will last a lifetime. Just as you remember your drill sergeants, I shared with you mine yesterday, so will the soldiers you train remember you. Will you be remembered for how you invested in them, believed in them when they didn't believe in themselves, always enforced the standard, and challenged them to keep going? Or will we be remembered for something else? Class 01525, congratulations on accomplishing this daunting challenge. You met or exceeded every standard. You surmounted every obstacle. But the challenge is just beginning. Enjoy the time between now and when you report. Take time to reflect on the challenge that lies ahead of you and what you hope to achieve. There will be times when you will be tired, hot, cold, hungry, and more. Look to your battle buddies during those times and spur one another along. Your experience as a drill sergeant will be directly impacted by the battle buddies you are and have. The task is great. You're charged with nothing less than training tomorrow's leaders. The Army, the country, and the Constitution are depending on you. Today's guest speaker enlisted in the Army in July of 1997 as a chemical defense soldier, Chem Dog. He has held every leadership position from team leader to his present position as the 17th Regimental Command Sergeant Major of the U.S. Army Chemical, Biological, Radiological, and Nuclear School. The long list of assignments in numerous organizations demonstrate his exceptional performance, character, and stewardship of the profession. Please join me in welcoming Command Sergeant Major Dave C. Henderson.
Good morning, distinguished guests, family, friends, and especially the graduates of Class 015-25. I'm excited to be your guest speaker today. Thank you, Sergeant Major Bidle and the team for allowing me this opportunity. Every time I get a chance to impart a little bit of knowledge to our NCOs, I'll call it a great day. Although there is much I would like to discuss today, I am mindful that my time is limited. Therefore, I'm going to start off by talking about some of the expectations that we have of you as a drill sergeant, and then I'll finish up by talking about some of our family. Let me start off by saying congratulations to each one of you. As Sergeant Major Bidle said, you have completed a course that will set you on a trajectory of one of the most demanding yet rewarding assignments that our Army has to offer. As a drill sergeant, you will have the single most important task of anyone in our Army. That task is to transform America's sons and daughters into multiple soldiers of character that exhibit our Army values. These warriors need to be smart, agile, resilient, highly motivated, well-disciplined, physically and mentally fit, great decision makers, and above all else, they must be lethal. And now you have completed all requirements, it's time to go to work. The soldiers that you train over the next 2 to 3 years will serve as the main effort in our Army's and nation's future wars. They will be the decisive leaders in our companies, troops, and batteries against peer threats, and they must deliver. Our future Army depends on it, and our future Army depends on you. You must do everything you can as a drill sergeant to ensure the success of that future Army. In a few minutes, you will walk across this stage wearing your badge and your new campaign or bush hats, and will from that point forward be known simply as drill sergeant. But being a drill sergeant is more than just a hat and a badge. When you put on that hat and you put on this badge, you are endowed with a significant amount of power. The power to change lives in both a positive or negative manner. I encourage you to use that power effectively. Being a drill sergeant is not about yelling. However, there is a time and a place for that. It's not about making your trainees go through every bad experience that you went through when you was a trainee just because you have the power to do so. It's about training and developing soldiers, transforming America's sons and daughters. That's it. It doesn't matter if you're going to VCT, AIT, or OSIT. We need you to give 100% every single day to ensure that you develop these soldiers. Soldiers who meet the Army standards, not our standards. And I'll say that again, soldiers who meet the Army standards, who are lethal and teachable. That's it, plain and simple. That is your number one task and mission. As you embark on this journey, you need to understand that the trainees that you get are the trainees that you get. Just like the Army doesn't get to go to war with the Army that we want, we go to war with the Army that we have, you too don't necessarily get to develop the trainees that you want, you get the trainees that you have. We do not select who shows up to the training base, but when they get there, we have to train every single one of them. Understand, they will not show up as experts, neither did I, neither did you. They may take a little more effort, patience, and development to get them to meet the standards, but that's what you need to do. Not having the right character and not adhering to our Army values is one thing, but if they do, we need to ensure that we train and develop every single one of them. We need you to look at each trainee on a professional level. Take it personally when you cannot get the trainee to the level that they need to be. You should take it personally whenever you have to recycle or chapter a trainee or soldier because they failed to meet the standard. You should ask yourself, did you do everything in your power to ensure that they succeeded? I recall when I was a battalion CSM a few years ago, I had one company that had a lot of ACFT failures, but I had another company that had hardly zero. I had one company that had 80% of their company fail to qualify on the first day of qualification at the range. But the company behind them qualified 90% first time goes. What was the difference? The difference is that 2 of those companies had drill sergeants that took it personal, whereas the other 2 companies had drill sergeants that did not. It had nothing to do with the trainings they received, but everything to do with how the drill sergeants trained them. And like I said, if we get them, we have to train them. And finally, let's talk a little bit about family. I want each of you to understand that although you will be putting in long extended hours, sometimes 6 or 7 days a week, you are not the only ones in your family that will be sacrificing during your time on the trail. Your spouses, significant others, and children sacrifice just as much as you do. Although it may be in a different manner, their sacrifice is just as important as your sacrifice. You need to understand that, and you need to do everything you can during your downtime to ensure you maintain balance with your family and take time for them, regardless of how tired you may be. Balance does not mean that you evenly distribute your time between family, work, and other activities. It means that when you're present, you're present. Look at balance as a performer that's balancing 5 plates. They don't focus on each plate 100% of the time. They shift their focus based off which plate is in need. They apply the necessary actions to keep that plate spinning, and then they shift to another plate as needed. Balance will be different for each of you. However, you and your loved ones need to define it. When you have a long weekend or cycle break, take your family on a mini vacation. It can be as simple as a hotel stay in the nearest city with dinners and a movie. It may seem insignificant, but it will pay dividends in maintaining a healthy relationship. If your child has a birthday, you need to be home with your child. At least you need to be home when he or she gets home from school. You as battle buddies need to step up and cover down for each other to ensure that your peers can have these opportunities. It's one thing to miss a birthday or an anniversary because you're deployed overseas. That's understandable and that's acceptable. It's not understandable or acceptable to miss a birthday or an anniversary when you're 10 minutes down the road. And remember, just because your battle buddy might not be married or have children, they also deserve a little bit of time to themselves so that they can focus on self-care. And so for those of you that are married and have children, you need to allow them that opportunity as well. To the family members, thank you. Thank you for the support and understanding that you have provided to these outstanding non-commissioned officers and what you will continue to do in the future. Please understand that they will need that and much more over the next 2 to 3 years. They will need your support to be the best drill sergeants that they can be. Therefore, I want to thank you in advance. And I ask that all the drill sergeants go ahead and give your family members a round of applause for the support that they're going to give you over the next 2 to 3 years. I know the Commandant introduced me before I spoke, but as I prepare to close, allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Command Sergeant Major Henderson. I am an American soldier, but I am also David. I am a father, a husband, a son, a brother, a loved one, a person. I'm an individual who thinks for myself and a person with flaws. Sometimes I get it right on the first try, many times I don't. I was not the best soldier when I arrived at OSET 28 years ago, but I worked hard and I had drill sergeants who cared about my development. I am the soldier that I am today because of those drill sergeants that I had. They laid the foundation for me that was cultivated by the NCOs over the course of my career. They transformed a civilian into a moldable soldier of character. They understood that each trainee that I trained with was different, and they were able to get the best out of each one of us regardless of who we were and what our inabilities were or our initial abilities. I am hopeful that you will be able to do the same because you are now a drill sergeant. Again, congratulations to each one of you and good luck on this journey. Excellence is the standard. Victory starts here. This will defend.
The Drill Sergeant Academy would like to recognize the supporter of the cycle for her exceptional professionalism and dedication to excellence in support of the unit's total mission. Presenting the Supporter Awards is Drill Sergeant Leader Clayton Schreiner. The supporter of the cycle is Sergeant First Class Mianta Piegler. Her behind-the-scenes attention to detail kept training on track with limited distractions. Please join me in a round of applause for the supporter awardee. Drill and ceremony is the basis for standards and discipline in the initial entry training environment. During the course, the drill sergeant candidates are instructed and assessed on their ability to perform and teach drill and ceremony positions and movements, culminating with a drill and ceremony competition. The squad that displayed the highest level of proficiency is awarded the drill and ceremony trophy to be displayed until the following cycle. For class 01-25, the drill and ceremony competition winner is 5th Platoon, 3rd Squad, who was led by Drill Sergeant Aguilera. Please join me in a round of applause for the winning squad of the drill and ceremony competition. At the Drill Sergeant Academy, it is tradition to appropriately recognize those who distinguish themselves by their outstanding performance. In keeping with this tradition, the following awards are presented. The Drill Sergeant Leader of the Cycle is the Drill Sergeant Leader who displayed the highest contribution to the entire platoon, created an impeccable learning environment, and displayed a standard for all graduating drill sergeants to follow. For class 015-25, the Drill Sergeant Leader of the Cycle is Drill Sergeant Leader Kiambria Greer. this time, First Command will present the Drill Sergeant Leader of the Cycle with a gift for their outstanding leadership.
On behalf of First Command, well done and congratulations on your accomplishment as Drill Sergeant Leader of the Cycle.
Please join me in a round of applause for the Drill Sergeant Leader of the Cycle. Senior Drill Sergeant Leader Sierra Evans will now present the graduating class with their distinctive headgear. Please hold your applause and cheering until the awardees have been acknowledged. The following drill sergeants exceeded course standards, demonstrated exceptional physical fitness, and maintained the highest grade point average of his graduating class. For these achievements, he is the Distinguished Honor Graduate, as well as the male Iron Drill Sergeant with a score of 500 during the Iron Drill Sergeant Fitness Test. Drill Sergeant Brandon Burnett, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. The Leadership Award is presented to the candidate who displayed the highest degree of professionalism and demonstrated sound judgment while performing in leadership positions. The Leadership Award recipient and member of the Commandant's List is Drill Sergeant Wiley Patterson, Fort Sill, Oklahoma. The Female Iron Drill Sergeant Award is given to the female candidate who displayed the highest degree of physical fitness during the Iron Drill Sergeant Fitness Test. The Female Iron Drill Sergeant Award recipient is Drill Sergeant Mariah Johnson, 108 Training Command, with a score of 490. Each awardee will receive a token for exceeding the standards while in the course. Please join me in a round of applause for the awardees.
Right, pace. Forward, march.
The following drill sergeants exceeded course standards, demonstrated exceptional physical fitness, and maintained a grade point average in the top 20% of their graduating class. For these achievements, they are rightfully placed on the Commandant's List. Drill Sergeant Antonio Aguilera, 108 Training Command. Drill Sergeant Tavares Burnett, Fort Lee, Virginia. Drill Sergeant Strafford Foster, Fort Leonardwood, Missouri. Drill Sergeant Derek Hernandez, Pennsylvania National Guard. Drill Sergeant Demetrius Shepard, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Drill Sergeant William Westbrook, Fort Benning, Georgia. Please join me in a round of applause for the Commandant's List. Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, the following drill sergeants are graduates of Class 01-25. Please hold your applause and cheering until the last drill sergeant is acknowledged.
Drill Sergeant Tanya Alvarado, Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Drill Sergeant Dustin Anderson, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Drill Sergeant Brandon Buck, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Drill Sergeant David Baggett, Fort Benning, Georgia. Drill Sergeant Person Banks, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Drill Sergeant Danielle Hole, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Drill Sergeant Sheree Brown, Fort Gordon, Georgia. Drill Sergeant Sabrina Bowler, Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Drill Sergeant Anthony Fennell, Fort Benning, Georgia. Drill Sergeant Austin Cade, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Drill Sergeant Vincent Calderon, Presidio, Monterey, California.
Drill Sergeant Carlos Cardona, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Drill Sergeant Jonathan Carpenter, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Drill Sergeant Jimmy Chandler, Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Drill Sergeant Nicholas Chavez, 108, Training Command.
Drill Sergeant Michael Coe, Fort Lee, Virginia. Drill Sergeant Derek Comer, Presidio, Monterey, California.
Drill Sergeant Chloe Conlon, Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Drill Sergeant James Copeland, Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Drill Sergeant Richard Cox, 108, Training Command.
Drill Sergeant Ann De La Cruz, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Drill Sergeant Emilio Delgado, Fort Benning, Georgia.
Christopher Dimmer, Fort Benning, Georgia.
Drill Sergeant Brandon Felder, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Drill Sergeant Oscar Fernandez, Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Drill Sergeant Lashawna Francis, Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Drill Sergeant Kadarius Garrett, Fort Lee, Virginia. Drill Sergeant Jahem Gilligan, Fort Lee, Virginia.
Drill Sergeant Nicholas Renato, Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Drill Sergeant Nicole Gray, Fort Benning, Georgia.
Coast Guard Alec Rodwell, 108 Training Command. Drill Sergeant Jordan Gumont, 108 Training Command. Drill Sergeant Brian Hartman, 108 Training Command. Drill Sergeant Aaron Hensley, Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Drill Sergeant Olivia Hogel, 108 Training Command.
Drill Sergeant Sierra Irvine, Fort Gordon, Georgia. Drill Sergeant Joshua Jerome, Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Drill Sergeant Absalom Kidd, Fort Littlewood, Missouri.
Drill Sergeant Lucas Christopher, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Drill Sergeant David Kacheski, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Drill Sergeant Garrity LeBrun, Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Drill Sergeant Scott Lindsay, Fort Benning, Georgia.
Drill Sergeant Oscar Marroquin, City of Monterey, California.
Drill Sergeant Justin McDougal, Fort Benning, Georgia.
Drill Sergeant Janaisi Mignon Rodriguez, Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Drill Sergeant On Mid, Fort Jackson,
Jacob Moore, Kansas National Guard.
Drill Sergeant Michelle Bukasa, 108 Training Command.
Drill Sergeant Jason Murphy, Fort Benning, Georgia. Drill Sergeant Ronald Peebles, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Drill Sergeant Imani Pelzer, Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Drill Sergeant Monica Proctor, Fort Lee, Virginia.
Drill Sergeant Fabian Ramos, Fort Benning, Georgia. Drill Sergeant Tyrone Roberts, Fort Lee, Virginia. Drill Sergeant James Robledo, Fort Benning, Georgia. Drill Sergeant Ricardo Rubio, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Drill Sergeant Andreas Sandoval, 108 Training Command. Drill Sergeant Zachary Scally, Fort Benning, Georgia.
Drill Sergeant Aaron Schoenfeld, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Drill Sergeant Jeremy Stevens, Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Drill Sergeant James Studebaker, 108 Training Command. Drill Sergeant James Trujillo, Louisiana, National Guard.
Drill Sergeant Journey Tucker, Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Drill Sergeant John Uricchio, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Drill Sergeant J.D. Van Dyke, Fort Benning, Georgia. Drill Sergeant Gabriel Vergara, 108 Training Command.
Drill Sergeant Chanel Walker, Fort Lee, Virginia.
Drill Sergeant Drew White, Fort Gordon, Georgia. Drill Sergeant Isaac White, Fort Benning, Georgia. Drill Sergeant Aaron Wright, Fort Benning, Georgia. Drill Sergeant Adrian Yee, 108 Training Command. Drill Sergeant Nathaniel Zimmerman, Fort Benning, Georgia.
At this time, Leadership Awardee Drill Sergeant Peterson will present a token of appreciation to our guest speaker, Command Sergeant Major Henderson.
Sergeant Major Henderson, on behalf of Class 015-25,
Vanguard!
let's accept this token of appreciation for your kind words of wisdom.
You have become what you set out to be, a drill sergeant in the United States Army. The Drill Sergeant Creed is your declaration of your unshakable commitment to the ideals this nation was founded upon and continues to guarantee. At this time, Drill Sergeants past and present, please stand as the Drill Sergeant Leader of the Cycle, Drill Sergeant Leader Greer, leads the graduating class in reciting the Drill Sergeant Creed. The Drill Sergeant Creed is not a creed for every non-commissioned officer in the Army. The honor and privilege is given to these non-commissioned officers to transform America's sons and daughters from civilians to soldiers to fight and win the wars of this great nation.
This will defend!
I am a drill sergeant.
I will assist each individual in their efforts to become a highly motivated, well-disciplined, physically and mentally fit soldier, capable of defeating any enemy on today's modern battlefield. I will instill pride in all I train, pride in self, in the Army, and in country. I will insist that each soldier meets and maintains the Army standards of military bearing and courtesy, consistent with the highest traditions of the U.S. Army. I will lead by example, never requiring a soldier to attempt any task I will not do myself. But first, last, and always, I am an American soldier, sworn to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. I am a drill sergeant.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Army song and remain standing to the departure of the official party.
We're the Army and proudly proclaim.
and gentlemen, please be seated as the drill sergeants of Class 015-25 exit the building. You will be able to join them shortly.
Right. Hey! Forward. On. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4.
Vanguard! Vanguard! Vanguard leads the way!
Up in the morning, out of the wreck.
Up in the morning, out of the wreck!
Greet that down by water attack.
Greeted that down by mortar attack!
First out the recipe off the child.
First on the recipe off the child!
And I don't need it anyhow.
I don't need it anyhow!
Oh, hello, hello, infantry.
Hello, hello, infantry!
Wing of battle, follow me.
Queen of battle, follow me!
For nothing in this world is great.
Nothing in this world is free!
Join the infantry.
Should have joined the infantry!
Oh, hello, hello, infantry.
Hello, hello, infantry!
Wing of battle, follow me.
Queen of battle, follow me!
For nothing in this world is great.
Nothing in this world is free!
Join the infantry.
Should have joined the infantry!
C-130 in the sky.
C-130 in the sky!
All the jump for some will die.
All will jump, but some will die.
Off the battle we shall go.
Off the battle we shall go.
Live or die, hell, I don't know.
Live or die, I don't know.
Hello, oh hello, oh hello, hello, infantry.
Hello, oh hello, oh hello, hello, infantry.
Queen of battle, follow me.
Queen of battle, follow me.
For nothing in this world is free.
Nothing in this world is free.
Join the infantry.
Should have joined the infantry.
Hello, oh hello, oh hello, hello, infantry.
Hello, oh hello, oh hello, hello, infantry.
Queen of battle, follow me.
Queen of battle, follow me.
For nothing in this world is free.
When nothing in this world is free.
Join the infantry.
Should have joined the infantry.
Early night and drizzling and rain.
Early night, drizzling rain.
I am hit but fear no pain.
I am hit but feel no pain.
In my heart I have no fear.
In my heart I have no fear.
Oh, I know my God is here.
Oh, I know my God is here.
Oh, hello, oh, hello, oh, hello, hello, infantry.
Oh, hello, hello, infantry.
1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4.
Vanguard, Vanguard, Vanguard leads the way.
This concludes the graduation ceremony. On behalf of the Commandant and Cadre of the United States Army Drill Sergeant Academy and the graduating